We're on the record.
Do you have a Don's house supervised change order? Check see the times.
All right, Miss Issa, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can hear you.
Miss Ray, can you hear me?
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Yes.
All right, and my understanding is both of you have your clients in your offices. Is that correct?
Yes. Yes.
All right. When we were last here on court, last on the phone on Tuesday, this court ordered that Mr. Crane go down and submit for a drug test in a timely manner. The court has received the results back, and he was negative in both hair and urine. So the court is not concerned about substance issues with him at this juncture. Let me cut to the chase. I know there was there's been alleged incident. There is a we have the TPO pending the decision whether to extend today. I saw that there was at least a card filled out. Mr. Crane, were you arrested for anything in the last month or two on these instances?
No, sir, Your Honor.
All right. I will, again, I think I've already noted that this court inherited this case from L. It had a history up until 2018 in Department L. Court received, because I thought it must have been brought up by somebody in the pleadings. I've got CPS records wherein there was an investigation in 2019, which would have been after these parties were back before Department L. There was a lot of indication that there was bruising as a result of the defendant spanking the minor child, but ultimately they determined they did not have enough, they felt, under 432B to proceed with that particular case. So I will simply note that for the record. Let me also inquire, because it was ordered back in 2015, and then it was requested that by Ms. Ray that the parties start using Our Family Wizard. So have they not been using Our Family Wizard?
No, Your Honor.
Well, I will go ahead and I will absolutely reorder that they do that for communication purposes only regarding the minor child Autumn. And then as far as when is the last time you saw Autumn, Mr. Crane?
John, my client hasn't seen his child since May 23rd. He's very upset about it, and he would like to see his child and have compensatory time. You know, constantly the opposing parties withholding the child. My client has numerous red cards, some of which were attached to his pleadings, where he has to call the police. We have red cards for 6/4/20, 6/5/20, 6/11/20, 6/18/20, 6/19/20, 6/21/20.
I read that. I read that. Listen, I also don't. But here's the thing. Let me just kind of cut to the chase. They've agreed in both their pleadings that they switch from the 5 hours on Thursday and 5 hours on Friday to all day Wednesday. Correct?
Saturday. All day Saturday, Your Honor.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. Saturday between.
And so what happened there is for a year they were doing the Saturday from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And then all of a sudden the mom did a switcheroo. She didn't like it. If my client would go get the kid, she would say no. He had to call the police. Then she would waive the order saying, no, it's supposed to be Thursday and Friday. I mean, here's the thing, Your Honor. At the end of the day, there is really no safety or welfare concerns with that. Because if mom was truly concerned, she wouldn't change the visitations from 2 short visits to 1 very long visit. Any reasonable parent that had concerns about leaving their child anywhere would do short visits, like 2 hours, 3 hours. Instead, she changed that and made it Saturday from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. You know, we also have some concerns that there's never been an evidentiary hearing in this case. I'm concerned by the fact that there was no findings of fact, no conclusions of law, and my client really got the shorter end of the stick. I think we should set this for an we're going to request, I've never made this request before, so it might not be proper, but we're going to request that you, sua sponte, set aside all the previous orders because they
That's
were
not
done
happening.
properly.
That's not happening. Was not my
Set this
case.
for an evidentiary hearing.
Not going to happen.
My-
2015 case. They obviously call it acquiescence, call it whatever you want, but obviously he knew what the arrangement was. Again, they've agreed for the last almost 2 years. It's been on all day Saturday. So
Well, only because there was a previous court order that had no findings of fact and conclusions of law.
you know, that's Miss Iso, correct?
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
You know what? Yeah, last I checked, he's probably far past his time to have appealed that. I am not. I'm simply not. There's no basis for me to grant an evidentiary hearing. There's no basis for me to grant a custody modification. There is a reason for me to deny mom's motion to terminate dad's timeshare because I don't think that there's anything in here enough to warrant his time being negated. However, I am going to, again, because they, by their own admission, de facto, have agreed that his time has been, since at least April of 2019, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. on Saturday. So I can switch it so we do not have issues to where it is at Donna's house. But the thing with Donna's house is they only have a 9 to 6.
What do you mean at Donna's house? This is not supervised.
I'm sorry?
Well, what do you mean at Donna's house? They're going to do a switch there?
The exchanges, yes, absolutely.
Oh,
So he
okay.
knows that he's getting his child, so that I have a history if the defendant denies him contact.
How far do you live? My client lives in Summerlin. That's just. Where does the mom live? My client lives in Summerlin.
I'm not, Miss Issa, why would I go back to all these cards and get Metro involved? It's ridiculous. I don't, your client shouldn't want that.
Well, yeah, especially since she's calling him a gang member and all this stuff. I mean, why would he call the police if he's a gang member? It doesn't make any sense.
So,
I'm
know
just
what?
a little disturbed by the fact that he's only going to get Saturdays when he wants additional time. He wants joint physical, and we want compensatory time for all those days that he's missed.
You see, so that, it sounds great and all, but what did he do before she filed a motion to stop his visitation? I can answer
So
that.
whoever filed first?
Nothing.
Okay, I understand. Sometimes whoever files something first, they have a better position, but he did file something, and then he did hire an attorney to go to court with him. So I just want what's fair, Your Honor, that's all.
I'm giving him what's fair, and I'm trying to accommodate him. I'm even going to make the defendant pay, I think it's $5 for the exchanges. I'm going to have her pay that cost, but I will switch, again, the exchanges at Donna's house, but it's got to be from 9 to 6. And if after a 3-month period the parties want to stipulate to move that, then they can do that by stipulation and order. But that's the only way I can ensure that your client is going to get his visitation time.
So we're going to keep it on Saturday. He also considered his pleadings that he filed before he hired me, his child support reduction because his job, he's currently.
Let me cut you off right there. It was already ordered by Department L. I was kind of shocked to see other departments doing it. If you've been in my department, you're very well. I am not dealing with his child support. He has a child support ongoing since 2015. In fact, he was last in there in December of 2019. So Department L already deferred jurisdiction of child support, medical expenses, unreimbursed expenses, etc. to the R case. That is case R186365. If he needs a modification, he needs to file that motion in front of that court.
Understood. Thank you.
So again, for today's orders, I will order the exchanges occur at Donna's house. The parties need to do whatever they need to do to get to their orientation so that Mr. Crane can have his visitation starting this Saturday.
So can we get, Your Honor, Your Honor, can I need to be heard on a few things, please?
Is this Miss Ray?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Your Honor, our concern, and we thank you for your decision. We respect your decision. My concern are a few things. The concern of my client is that Mr. Crane has a history of using drugs. We're glad that he's clean, but my client would request random drug testing for the next 6 months. Additionally, Mr. Crane has admitted in his opposition he does not have a driver's license. He has several unpaid parking tickets, and there's a concern of mom that he's driving the child around without the proper requisites to be driving.
Okay,
Additionally, we don't.
Listen, let me start with the drug thing. I'm not concerned. I did the random test on him. He went through all of this back in 2015. He completed, I believe, the options patch program. I am not ordering the random testing. There's just no particular facility that has that set up properly in this court's opinion. That being said, what was the next thing you?
He doesn't have a driver's license.
As long as he has someone drive him down to Donna's house that has a driver's license, I have no problem with that.
And I can confirm, Your Honor, that his stepdad, who's sitting here next to me, is the one that's driving him around.
That's fine.
In fact, he drove him to my office, and he's in the process of reinstating his driver's license. He just has to wait through DMV because of COVID and stuff like that. But his stepdad, who's sitting here, is confirmed that he's driving him around, or he takes Uber or Lyft. All right, and just so I'm clear, is this the stepdad who's on federal parole currently, and we have a recorded statement that we submitted to the court where Stanley Crane is saying my stepdad is a piece of shit and I don't want him anywhere around my...
Miss Ray, what does that really have to do anything as far as being just a driver to Donna's house?
I'm just concerned because when Mr. Crane called my office and yelled at me for about 20 minutes...
Well, I would have probably hung up within the first minute myself, but...
We recorded it and sent it to the court.
Wait. Let's back up. Did you tell him he was being recorded?
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Are
you sure?
I don't know.
I'm positive. I'm absolutely positive, and not only that, but Mr. Crane indicated to me that he wanted to record the conversation as well, so we were both recording the conversation.
Listen, this is a highly litigious case. I don't expect it, especially since Autumn is only 6 years old, that this will be the last time I see these parties. Again, for right now, all I'm doing is reiterating his time that he's acquiesced to over the last couple of years, which is the all-day Saturday. We now have it in place to where he should not be denied any time. Miss Sevilla, if you can hear me, if in fact you deny him, do not bring the child to Donna's house for his visitation. That's actually can be considered abduction by the court. Let me throw a couple of the other things that come up. You guys are welcome to, through the Our Family Wizard program, agree to, switch times, switch days, but that would need to be seen by the court before that occurred. That has to be agreeable by both parties through the Our Family Wizard program. But what I don't want to see, and what's common in these kind of cases where, this is a 6-year-old child. If you tell her you're going to go with your dad and you're going to have the greatest time, I guarantee she will. But if you tell her, I'm sorry, I have to do this only because the court's making me do it, you'll be back, just hang in there, she's not going to. So it's up to you to be able to do that for her. Do you understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So again, what I don't want to see, and what I see commonly in Donna House Exchange reports is mom called in and said the child's too sick. That's not. He gets 1 day a week. He can take care of a sick child, so that's not going to be an excuse. And that's just one example. On if I sat here, I could probably pull out 5 others that I've heard. Oh, she had a birthday party she wanted to go to with her friends, so she can't come this Saturday. You know what? Work it out with him. Let him know where the birthday party's at, and he can take her to the birthday party.
Your Honor, since he's missed 15 days, could he have half a day on another day? He's missed 15 days.
See, so again, it's going to be this Saturday starting. Do I also think that he's absolutely free from problems? No, and looking into the history. In fact, just so we don't have any problems over the next 90 days, he's already had in the 15, by history, these parties have 4 total T cases. The one in 2013, mom dissolved herself. The one in 2014, the extension was denied. The one in 2015, the extension was granted. In this particular case, given the history as I've seen it, I'm going to find that there's a cause to extend it for, I'm going to do 90 days from today, and then it will expire after that. I will
What will expire?
the TPO. I'm not going to do it for the full year as requested. And we will specifically put in there that the Donna's house will be one of the exceptions to the TPO.
Your Honor, if I could also make the court aware, my client is a postal service worker and she gets a staggered day off, so it's a Friday 1 week, a Saturday 1 week. So we expect that her fiancé, Michael Greenfeld, will be bringing Autumn down for the exchanges.
Great.
I know that that's been a sore point of contention for Mr. Crane, as he notes in his motion, but I do just want to let the court know that Mr. Crane should expect Mr. Greenfeld to bring Autumn down for the exchanges in the event Mrs. Sevilla is not available. Here's the issue. Mr. Greenfeld hasn't been very respectful, and I think he's being
So I am not getting into people being respectful, okay? These are significant others, and we have these problems all the time. Donna's house is prepared to deal with that. Mr. Greenfeld takes a child in, leaves the child at Donna's house, walks out, and gets in his car. And if, in fact, we have problems, Mr. Crane can go to his local justice court and file his TPO against Mr. Greenfeld there. Or Mr. Greenfeld could file a TPO against Mr. Crane. I don't get into significant others' beefs.
I know, Your Honor. You don't have jurisdiction over them. I understand. Thank you.
All right, so you guys will be getting an order for you at your office probably within the next hour or two for the supervised exchange at Donna's house. You'll be getting an order for the Our Family Wizard program. I need both parties to enroll within the next week. And again, that's the only means they're to use to communicate. And it's only to be about the minor child, Autumn.
Your Honor, since we're not giving additional time, can we set it for a status check, like in 2 months, to come back and maybe visit the idea of him getting the additional time or the compensatory time? Or do you want me to file a motion?
I'm not. No. At this point, there's no. Again, see, that's what they agreed to. It went from 5 to 5 to basically almost 10 hours a day. Again, your client indicates he's been shorted. There's no basis for me to modify that right now. So
Okay, and there's one last thing. He just informed me he's working. Can we switch the day to Sunday? Is the mom agree to that because of his work schedule? He just informed me that. Can we do Sundays instead?
Miss Ray, do you have a problem with Sundays instead?
If I could just ask my client 1 moment, please. She's getting there. Your Honor, my client is saying no, that Sunday is traditionally a family day for their whole family, and that she's preferring Saturday for Mr. Crane.
Saturday it is. Saturday it's been.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good day. You should be getting the order again within the next couple hours. Everybody stay safe and healthy.
Thank you. Bye.